There are a few different kinds of inflation, and they can be categorized in many different ways, from direction of price change to speed. First, there's creeping inflation, also known as mild inflation, which occurs when prices raise by 3% or less per year. The Federal Reserve says that when prices raise by 2% or less, economic growth is benefited, so that's why 2% is the target inflation rate. Next, there's walking inflation, which is when inflation is 3 to 10% per year. This can get very destructive because in order to avoid the much higher prices of tomorrow, people end up buying more than they need today. This increased buying drives demand even further, and suppliers and wages can't keep up. Consequently, products and services are priced at such a reach that the common folk have difficulty paying for. Third, there's galloping inflation, when inflation rises to 10% or more and wreaks absolute havoc on the economy. When this occurs, not only do businesses and employees struggle to keep up with costs, but foreign investors too back out and deprive it of its much-needed capital. Then, there's hyperinflation, which occurs when prices skyrocket by over 50% per month. If you've ever wondered why we can't print more money, this is your answer. Most cases of hyperinflation occurred when governments tried to do so to pay for wars. In general, though, hyperinflation is very rare, and the last time the US experienced it was during the Civil War. But inflation isn't always categorized by its speed. For example, core inflation measures the rising prices of everything except food and energy. This is because gas prices tend to escalate in the summer when more people are traveling, which correlates to higher food prices and other transportation costs. The Federal Reserve uses core inflation to set monetary policy because they don't want to adjust inflation rates every time gas prices go up. Disinflation is when the rate of inflation starts to fall, but it's still positive. For example, the rate might go from 6% to 5%. Deflation is similar in how prices are falling, except unlike disinflation where the rate is still above zero, deflation is negative. Stagflation, also known as recession inflation, is a combination of the words stagnation and inflation. So you could see how it may be characterized by both slow economic growth and high unemployment rates, as well as rising prices. I know it sounds a little contradictory and a bit like an oxymoron, but it occurred in the 1970s when the US abandoned the gold standard. The dollar's value was no longer tied to gold, so it plummeted while the price of gold skyrocketed.